Greetings to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing or comparing my thoughts about mountain bike shoes and the Shimano SPD 2-bolt system versus road shoes with the standard road SPD SL system. So in all the time that I've been riding my bike, which is around 5 years, a road bike, for 4.5 of those years I've been using mountain bike shoes. And I've recently switched over to road shoes, and so I want to kind of give my opinions and share my thoughts on, which are going to be right for you, because there are a lot more roadies using mountain bike shoes now as well, especially for like ultra long distance riding. I know a lot of my friends who do that kind of riding are favouring mountain bike shoes. So I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, and then you can choose which one is right for you. So I reckon let's get on to the mountain bike shoes, because that's the one that I have used the most. So the pros of these are that you can walk around in them. The cleat is flush into the shoe, which means you can walk around for as long as you want without worrying about messing up the cleats. My friend James, who did Transcon, he always wears mountain bike shoes, and he actually met us. He rode to meet us in Wales, and he walked up Snowdon in his shoes. They were the Giro Rumble, so they're a little bit softer on the top, but he walked up Snowdon in them. So they are a lot more practical if you're going to be doing a lot of stuff off the bike. Whereas these ones, there's no way you could walk up Snowdon in. Well, you could, but I think it'd be really difficult, and you would wear them out. You'd wear the plastic out. So yeah, that's the main plus of these. Another good thing about these, because they're flush and that they're metal, is that you don't need to replace them. Whereas with SPD SLs, like as you can see with them, they do wear out. Whereas these ones, I have actually just changed these. The other ones I've had them in for about 3 years. So yeah, they're a little bit tight in there, but like I say, you don't need to change them as regularly, so they're a lot more harder wearing. What else do I really like about these? They're really easy to clip in and out of. So generally with SPD SLs, you can get pedals that are like flat one side and clipped on the other, but generally they are dual-sided. So that means when you're setting off from the lights, you just kind of slam your foot onto the pedal and it will clip in. Whereas with road shoes, they are single-sided. So when you're clipping in, you have to kind of flip the pedal to make sure it's the right way to be able to clip in. So these are a lot easier to clip in. And what I found is, as well, the major pro is if you're on a climb. So what I found with road shoes is, I don't know why I keep lifting them up, you've seen them, is if you're on a really steep climb and you're trying to clip in quickly, like it's a lot easier when you've got a mountain bike shoe, and it's just easy to just slam your foot on the pedal and clip in. It's a little bit harder with road shoes. So yeah. The cons of mountain bike shoes. So I feel like because, how do I say it? Because the area is so small to clip in, there's not that much room for adjustment. So it's literally forward and backwards. Whereas on a road shoe, there is so much more scope to shift the cleat into a more comfortable position, or to build them up. So for example, if you get a bike fit and you find you've got one leg longer than the other and you need to build up one of the cleats, you can do that easily with a road shoe. You can't do that with a mountain bike shoe. So yeah, I reckon that's all there is to say about mountain bike. What else? I'm trying to think of another con. Basically, I feel with mountain bike shoes, there's not actually that many mountain bike shoes that we can wear any of them for a road, but for me, I wanted a pair that had like a really stiff carbon sole and kind of looked like a road shoe. I didn't really want a pair of like mountain bike looking shoes, which are there's not going to be that many out there, because mountain bike shoes are meant for mountain bikes. But this was the only pair I found, and they are a little bit narrow. So on really long rides, my toes do get hot and they ache a little bit. So yeah, but that's specific to me. That might not happen for you. So let's get on to road shoes. Okay, I'm just going to start off by saying I've absolutely loved using these shoes. They're the Shimano ones, and I'll leave a link if you're interested to have a look. I'll leave a link to the Giros as well. But I have just fallen in love with it, using these like straight away. It took me about a week to get used to the clipping system, but now I just absolutely love it. I love the feel, and I think the main difference for me is I feel like when I'm clipped in on a road shoe, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I've got more, not power, I just feel like I'm clipped in a lot tighter, so that I feel like, maybe it's in my head, but it just feels like potentially I could go faster. I mean, it might be like point of a kilometre faster per hour or whatever it is, but I just generally feel, I don't know, I like the feel of it. And because there are more variations of road shoes out there, you can get them to fit your feet better. So for me, my feet are a little bit wider, and these, I don't get any pain from my toes. I think these are like a perfect fit, whereas those ones aren't as comfortable. But that is specific to your feet and brand of shoe that you get. So let's just get back onto the cleat system. So yeah, the pros of these are you just feel like you are clipped in tighter, and you feel like that you can potentially put a little bit more power down. I think GSN did a video actually, and they said that there was no difference, but for me mentally, I don't know what it is, I just feel like I could potentially put more power down. So that's a major pro. So the pros are, these are lighter, they are, I feel like I can put potentially more power down, and there's more room for adjustment. The cons of these though is these wear out pretty quickly. So yeah, you do need to replace them, and if you are going to be walking around, like look how scuffed these are already, whereas these ones have lasted so long because they've obviously got the rubber base meant for mountain biking. These aren't meant to be walking around a load. So yeah, what are the other pros and cons? Yeah, I guess because it's easier to clip in on them on a climb, I find these a little bit harder to clip in if I stop on a climb and for whatever reason, if I want to take a picture or if I'm out of breath, they're a little bit harder to clip back in because of it's only one-sided. So they're the pros and cons of both. Which one will I be using? I'll be using road shoes because I just find these a lot comfier. I feel a lot more in control on the bike in them. Like power-wise, I don't know what it is. Let me know if you feel like this, if you've tried both. I just feel like I don't know what it is. I just don't know. But yeah, that is my preference for road shoes. However, commuting, I will be using these because they are easy to clip in and out. I don't want to be like stop-starting so many times on busy roads with road shoes. I will be using these 100% to commuting, and potentially if I'm doing multi-day things where I want to be walking around at night and I don't want to take a spare pair of shoes. It's good to have options, so let me know which you prefer, mountain bike or road bike shoes. I like both for different reasons, and I'll be keeping both, but yeah, for like my long distance stuff, Audaxes, all points north, I will be using these road shoes. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope I've explained it well. And if I haven't, leave me a comment and I can give you some more tips or advice in the comments. So I'll see you next video.